First half of the season is a big one for you guys. Just your thoughts on what's at stake for you guys against North Dakota this weekend.
Well, I said this probably a little while back. I mean, this month is important for us to win some games and stay in the race, and this is no different. You look at the separation. They're a team that's ahead of us. We've got to find a way to get some points this weekend. It starts on Friday, and you want to stay in that. And last couple of weekends we've done a good job getting the points that we've needed to get against the teams we've played, and this weekend it becomes a lot harder, but we're at home and we've got to take advantage of that, and we got to come out of this weekend with some points to maintain. If we're fortunate to get more, that's even better. So it's a critical weekend, and you want to go into the break feeling good about how you're playing, and again, it's going to be that type of series. Two teams playing pretty well right now, and should be a good battle.
What's the biggest challenge you feel North Dakota poses to you guys?
I was very impressed with just watching them against Denver, how much they get above pucks. They really smothered Denver. They didn't give Denver much room at all, and I was very impressed with how well they played away from the puck. Obviously, they've got their big line that's going with obviously Schmaltz and those guys that are certainly very talented players, and they're hot right now. But I just thought they were very good away from the puck and just didn't give you much room. And it's going to be one of those games, if we're not in the right mindset, similar to Lowell, you can get frustrated easily because you're not going to make a lot of plays all the time, and when you do have opportunities to make plays, you don't have a lot of time. But there are some things that I think we can do to help that. But that was one of the things I was really impressed with, how well they played away from the puck.
Like the mindset of your guys right now and the confidence of your guys a little better than how they were playing when they saw Lowell? Yeah,
I like certainly going into this, we're in a much better spot mentally than we were, 3 weeks ago. That helps when you win games and you score some goals, and there's been a lot of good things, but there's some things that we need to do better against this team this weekend. There's no question for 120 minutes. So hopefully we can do that, but I do like where we're at.
Adam's goal, did you have a sigh of relief that he finally can stop thinking about that first one?
I'm just happy he shot the puck, because he's got a very good shot, and I think he's a pass first type of guy a little bit, especially when you're up there on the power play, and he's been in a couple different spots. He was on the other side earlier in the year where he's kind of running it down the wall and making plays, with the opportunity to shoot a little bit. But when you're at the top, he's got the ability to get to the middle of the rink and even farther, and he made a good decision. It went off a couple sticks, but I was just happy he shot, and certainly you're happy for guys to get their first goal. He's had numerous opportunities. He hit a bunch of pipes, like you guys said earlier, and for guys that want to score and are used to scoring, it's always good to get that one off your back, and he followed that up with another goal on Saturday, so hopefully that's a good sign.
First time facing North Dakota with Coach Barry?
It doesn't change. You know what? They have 14 wins for a reason right now. They went through a little bit of a goaltending, change there with injuries, and obviously their number 3 stepped in and did a great job through that stretch, and now they've got one of their top guys back, and he's playing well. And again, they're a team right now that's obviously got a tremendous first line with those 3 guys, and they're hot, and they bring a lot of different dynamics, and they're playing well off each other. But they've got pretty good depth through the rest of their lines, and their D-core is probably the top to bottom is probably the best in the league, and they bring a lot of offense with that too. And but like I said, defensively, I've been very impressed with how they've played, and certainly against a very good team like Denver. And I couldn't tell if Denver was just off that weekend or they were that good, but it looked like they were that good, and that's what we're preparing for.
Talking about Willie too, his senior year, getting some Willie Corn. Sorry.
I'm glad you mentioned senior, because there's 2 Willies, but.
keep forgetting there's 2
Yeah.
minutes. Get some minutes with Andy. Talk about the progression of his career, maybe when he wasn't getting the minutes early on, and now he's turned into a guy you can count on in that blue.
Yeah, you know what? He's, when he came out of junior, he played both forward and D. We recruited him as a defenseman, basically out of high school and early part of junior. But, I think, you look at him, he's a 6'2" guy that skates really well. He's got a good head for the game. He's got good puck skills, and tried to make him a little more physical. But I gave up on that after about a year and a half and just told him to try and play to his strengths. And I think he's done that. And I think when he's doing that, he's an effective player. I'd like to see him be a little heavier on some checks, but he can still have a good stick and play. He's good positionally. I think that's the one thing. And sometimes when you look at him, he's in positions in battles. He finds a way to come out with the puck or be on the right side of people. But for the most part, it's been fun. That's what college is about. You watch kids mature, and again, he didn't have the greatest start. He was in and out, and kind of solidified himself a little bit more last year with more consistent play. Even the beginning of last year, he was in and out, and he's a lefty, and he gives us that dimension there. But he brings a lot of good things, and I think you've seen that in his play. I think he's been pretty consistent. Got a few things I want to keep getting out of his system, but I won't bring those up, and he knows what those are. But for the most part, he's been a good compliment with Andy. He's been a good compliment with whoever he's played with.
And talking about preparation for this weekend, because it's such a big weekend for you guys, what kinds of things have you guys been doing in practice to prepare?
Well, I think number one, they're a good forechecking team, so we've been trying to make sure we're coming out cleaner. You don't want to spend the whole time in your zone. Like I said, they get above people. They make it real difficult to make clean plays coming out. So you've got to have good puck support. Obviously they forecheck hard, so you've got to get back on pucks and support. You need support all over the zone. You need to come out as a 5-man unit. Everyone's got to be doing their job. And even then, you might not come out and get a line rush off it. So I think we've worked on breakouts. I think forechecking ourselves. I think at times we've gotten a little bit lazy on our forecheck, and they're a team too that unless you put the puck in the right spot, it's really hard to establish a hard forecheck. So we've tried to focus on trying to put pucks, keeping them away from the goaltender, where we can establish a first-man pressure forecheck. And hopefully create some offensive transition off that by getting in and disrupting their breakout. And so we've worked a lot on that. I won't say a lot, but last couple of days on that, and also neutral zone. Both forechecking and some things off faceoffs too in the neutral zone that I think sometimes you get away from. But so we've kind of touched on some reminders of some of the things that we need to do. But those are probably the two big things, certainly breakouts and coming out of our zone, and also trying to establish a forecheck against a team that's also very good transitionally.